Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from LastStandGamers, and welcome to Mailbox Monday, the show that answers your questions and answers on the games I play. Not just Space Engineers, as some people may think, but DayZ, other things, and that's why sometimes footage is mixed up when there's a different question. So I'm here in Space Engineers, and we have the LAAT, or Low Altitude Attack Craft, or whatever it's called. I've completely forgot that and screwed up the name, but we're here to answer your questions. So the first question that you guys had was, Aaron, do you think there'll be races in the game? Not racists, races. So, races. So the first thing I saw was, what about lizard men and other things like that? Well, I can't really be a good man in a spacesuit. I mean, obviously some things can be done and customization would be greatly appreciated. Imagine just sticking an American or British flag or whatever country you may be from, Brazil, Spain, Portugal, I could be here all day naming them all. And then something like maybe customizing your backpack, maybe having different sorts of jetpacks, different sorts of things with different sorts of characteristics, and maybe a Halo sort of system where you can customize your helmet, your body armor, your Kevlar, maybe add a holster, and different sorts of gravity packs, and maybe storage items as well on you. You seem to have a PDA on your arm as well. Maybe you'll be able to bring that up later and it'll give you like life sort of statistics like your health, like positions of friendlies and so on. But it should be very interesting, but I disagree with having too many different races in. Races kind of just give a reason just to be able to split the community sort of up. I mean, if everyone's the same sort of deal, it might be a lot more interested in my opinion. So NPCs and sort of things like that. So in Minecraft we have sort of villages and so on. So in this we'd have something like space stations hosted by NPCs. Maybe you could trade with them, maybe you could take them over if you're a bandit, and maybe they could be hostile towards you, so it's something you have to clear out. Say for instance in your sector there's a hostile NPC held base and it's on a key asteroid, and something interesting like that could be really interesting to actually engage, try to take out, or so on. So let's bring up my weapon systems. We've got a 4 here for machine guns. This thing looks pretty ridiculous, to be honest, when it's firing, because these turrets are supposed to move, and I think that's something I'm going to have to do. Secondly, we have the missiles on number 3. I do apologise for a bit of lag. This server that I'm messing, well, not server, this little game I'm testing on is an absolute mess at the moment. There we go. This was one of the early worlds that I first started, and basically it's a construction mess. There's things all over. There's Star Wars stuff, there's the starter ships, there's things that I should probably just get rid of and probably speed up my actual frame rate. But moving on, we have the next question of factions. So the first thing was, how would factions work? Well, we know there's a faction tab if we actually go into our sort of inventory thing. So if we, is it G, I, P, what is it, K? There we go, here we go. So we got a factions panel. We also have blueprints panel. So what I was thinking is maybe factions is something like these, you build your own faction, you give it a name, and then you can add people to that group, and then maybe they like obtain an emblem on their shoulder. You also have blueprints though, and blueprints is probably something like, you know, when you copy and paste a ship now, you can copy and paste it into your blueprints. So you can copy and paste it back in survival, but then you still have to build it manually, but you have the schematic for it. And I think that would be pretty cool, because some creations, I mean, if you want a fleet of the same ship, you're not going to be able to really get that easy. So we'll actually take a little step inside here anyhow. So the final thing, apart from factions, was the storyline. Will there be a storyline or some sort of story-driven campaign for single player? And obviously I don't know answers to any of these questions, I'm just going to be sharing my opinions, but my idea would be really cool if they could create like a series of challenges. So for instance, what you might want to do is like set up like a challenge. There's a space station who needs to get supplies here to here, build the most efficient way of getting the supplies to these points, or maybe like maybe even combat missions like there's hostile bandits in this area, you need to man this fighter and then patrol the area and take them out. That could be pretty interesting as well, if NPCs are in the game. Otherwise, a single player storyline might be pretty quiet, and I mean, I doubt you're going to have too many other animals in space unless you decide to have planets, and planets is something I really want to see and I'm really excited for if they do get them, but there's no news on it. And I'm going to try to get an interview when I can with them as well. It might prove a little bit hard, especially because I'm a small YouTuber. Not many people really take that much interest in smaller guys. But anyhow, the final thing that I want to talk about is a challenge that I'm addressing to you. Yes, you. The challenge is, is you guys are always requesting, can you feature my ship? Can you have a look at my ship? Can you see if my ship works? So here's the challenge. Okay, next week's Monday mailbox will be replaced by a featuring of 5 top ships produced by you guys. Okay, so here are the characteristics of the ship that you want. The ship can either be sort of a destroyer, a battleship sort of thing, and it doesn't have to be massive. Don't feel like you've got to compete with people that are just building massive big ships, because I've seen some ships and they're massive but they have nothing in them. They're just like empty hull. And the second sort of thing I'm going to be comparing them on is the multiplayer sort of viability. Will they be any good in multiplayer, or will it be just simply a waste of time, that ship? Will it just be a big mental hulk that will never be able to really fly because it'll just be under attack constantly by rockets and machine guns of the smaller ship? So build a ship. It can be anything: transport, mining, military, and post me a link either in my inbox or in the comments below and I'll take a look. The top 5 will be the ones featured in the next episode. If you've got it on Steam, please put 4 pictures in on the Steam page so I can actually have a look at it perfectly. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys, and I can't wait to see what you come up with.